This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer. The lieutenant leans in to inspect the lock. Force time is...
The quality of metal is not the problem.
He's enjoying your little failure. Unsatisfying. Hurtful. You hear a ringing sound, but not quite hollow. The can seems to be... There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it.
Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working. Yes? What do you want to know? Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interest. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either. That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. But you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Are they? They are mostly...
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to...
Are they?
You could use a good, normal...
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school, but this isn't an old school case.
So what? That makes you the news for real detective work? Nothing beats.
The lieutenant produces his small blue note. That's where his conversations with... We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's change the subject. Excuse me? Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be...
Oh, the RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps.
That's good. Except that I do, detective. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of...
A moment passes. Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the... The man with the unimpressive...
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41... Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking...
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of...
But you still know your way around, yes?
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to...
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
She went away because none of your business.
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's...
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's good for you. Was there something else? I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job. What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk.
Let's bail! Time to push the eject button! Sounds like a responsibility! You don't like those!
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency.
Wow, you're a genius.
Who does that clown think he is? Arrest him!
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilate. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 4. You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
No one is saying that! No one is saying that Ty can talk! That would be ludicrous! It's just that you should arrest him! It would be wild!
The lieutenant looks at you tugging on your gear.
If you don't have the money, it's okay. None.
That's cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either.
What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or... Yes, it is. No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller.
The cafeteria manager isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have. There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't.
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. I'm sorry I couldn't help more. You should take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. You don't really know, do you? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an...
Yes?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer.
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again.
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly?
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar into this. I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people don't have the money to have the cables put in again.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast. Got it.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. The Union would get angry. You know, what the Union says goes.
Garbage.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the dog world.
Words are not necessary to feel the lieutenant's discontent for the situation.
I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. With the Union. Yeah, go on. Yes, I know who you are.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this...
You told me back in the whirling. You told Oh.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the arsenal.
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw you. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you...
Oh, those again. I have been trying. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend... I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall." Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
No, please, no more suicide threats.
There are way more inventive ways than a gun to leave this world. There is silence on the other end of the line.
No idea. All I know is it almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Like Gart. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be the guy here. No, you're the guy. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a... What misogyny? You have to act, Lieutenant Love. You think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
No. What? Oh God. Please, just stay out of my life.
What? What is it?
Call was dominated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone.
57's over.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Can I help you? Mine? No.
Thank you for clearing the debt.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out.
I thought as much. And are
Well, yes. Us.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in. Okay then. Maybe you're...
What do you need them for?
it concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. God.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him. Of course you do. This, I don't like this.
Wonderful.
It is.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel. God, does it mean you talk?
What else do you need? He looks at you, spinning your arm.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. I should...
Or you broke the bird. It can all... Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
Huh. Cock carousel. I think they ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. Now, let me have a drink and...
And there we have it. Isn't that... This trash container is locked. The sliding with a well-oiled crack. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest with one A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from...
The victim's clothes? Cadaver in odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were... Drop them in here, officer. Guitar-marked blue jeans. Pockets empty. Or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The belt is missing. That's it.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that?
See?
The lieutenant nods. Then, it's just organic waste. Cold and slimy on your hands. Nothing. It's nothing. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it.
Officer, is that your paperwork? It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? Understood.
Be untroubled. If anything, this small moment has made him respect you more. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron, only in its social sensibility.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all. You said you didn't want to talk about the ledger. However, now that you have it back, it...
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out? It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? It's a metaphor. Below the pathetics? Terror. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clip. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and an aluminium block runs the width of the board. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an...
Maybe yours will have. How many years you've been on the force?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermark.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol. And once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are hand... It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. There is, for precise, once all the tasks are accomplished. Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. He is not really saying anything.
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
The tasks you've completed, inspect the interview, it's not exactly poetry. A satisfying slash, things to be done and things...
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The hang... I'm going to start calling it the hanged man. It's good we sorted this out. Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. That's okay. We all do, sooner or...
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers drop. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples. Yes, all caps. One is called the Next World Mural. Others appear more. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. I pray his loved ones never find. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 40. Why, yes, your precinct. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. Yeah, no. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start? This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Cause of failure. Rent. The mural is enormous. True love is possible. Only in the... People call it that thing and that fucking thing. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the case files do not show you find. The crew agrees. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition. No one cares what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger. AKA Leslie will all... The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his threatening, fine. It's plain to see from the files that you... Good, you're learning. If he must have it confused. In the process, he came up, can't get out, which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? That's all. Who knows? Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street. On the... Yes, as you said here. They were leaving it. Cigarette butts. Coffee cup. No, you didn't have time for that. Murder. Tum-tum-tum. At the hookah parlor. Beaten to death. Joseph Mills didn't get off the... No, he was awful. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting any... Yeah, so anyway, no one... Mills has no... See? You can't even read the thing without soul. Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse, handwritten logs on... You don't exactly close them. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some then rip them from the binder and hand them out. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines. You don't have to be a monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 2, but they appear. These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified a dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of... Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms. The rest of the stinking cellulose is... It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded. Something rattles inside, ever so low. Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable material. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. With your hands, you four-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drill. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just... Without resistance, 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. It smells of a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. Familiar handwriting lines the inside. A young woman in her 20s. There is Harry. It begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter. Throw it away, please. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No. Hold on. To what?
Detective is every...
There is nothing. Again. Nothing sad, brother. Well, almost. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing
The cool.
here in the paleo-mammalian court because it's always there.
You think they would let you?
Oh, but you...
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's
Drink. Water.
the water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not...
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter.
What happened? That does sometimes happen.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if...
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed? Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and...
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the acidic stench of the lieutenant.
Excuse me, I just have to ask again. How did it get in the trash? Okay, no problem.
He's not mad. That smelly mess of paper in your hand is without resistance or sound. The two, it's slightly, ever.
Does Kuno care? The fuck about it? Just a
Yeah,
Looks like you're a fagari now. What?
You're testing.
get lost.
Yeah, like a fucking volcano.
You're lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you. What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop.
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of a kunified non-volatile. That's right. Turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try it again now.
Kuno.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or what happened, man? You used to be. Get your drink on and your act together. You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Of course, at this point, through a PA system by other people. You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. Serves them right. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though. Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline?
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my stuff. The trash collection service, CS Municipal.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. Thank you anyway.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer. Yes? Absolutely.
You wait and see, cafeteria. Absolutely. In your body is ready, sire.
Yes?
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight, no explanation given. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout. Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole...
Behind the laugh, however.
So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing. He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the docks.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst. A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. The bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. If I had, say, 4 myself. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms.
Time to relax. He's merely joking.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods. They usually get shipped to Grodd in the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be... This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he spent too long in this lorry.
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
I'm okay, man. Just... the jams got me down.
Maybe the full-on, direct approach wasn't correct.
Don't be a stranger.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip the..." Not a good track record of mental health in that family. A silver plaque. Not a good track record of mental health in that family. What did he do? You have no idea what you, high above you, the king stands triumphantly oblivious. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to the photo, an ambrotype from the... It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could... No response, wherever this...
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. But why? I just...
The woman still... Nothing. Her smile.
Right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to...
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking. Cops and strikebreakers.
Rights of people. Rights of workers.
His manner of speaking is wooden. The tone of voice bland and uninspired. Almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned...
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand. Maybe you should ask them the questions. We have family.
So do we, Scott.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss. I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him.
What are you talking about?
Yes, he's...
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gate.
Why not? I see numerous...
Pity.
Let us work!
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful. We came here to help the Hob.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. The rule...
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know that. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. When a bunch of beats me.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to silence is the answer. There's something off here.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut. Main gate's locked. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measure. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind it. Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically... I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's... Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cops. Imagine, you cops going on a strike. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? You know, serious business. I'm sure the big...
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that.
Should we? He's nice. He didn't do it. It's the truth.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guard?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coast...
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing was not meant as provocation or ridicule.
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the...
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in. You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here.
Show him the hand still got it.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass. You gave the world eugenics. You dominate. You will be super.
It is, baby, yeah. You know.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Enough with this begging. You should bring your troops to the cement walls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshahed's the best idea.
Don't be vulgar. White or...
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has also... To serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you got offshoots of the Seminese people? I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many. The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Lumbui. No. I have heard about it on the record. I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. The city... You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with.
I don't think anything about it.
Your pedomorphic friend is right. You should leave.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic...
He had nothing to do with it.
Racists are generally not very good. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permit you exhibit forward projection of the jaw. Indeed, it is impossible. This leads me to conclude you are not a police. Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all river shops.
Go ahead. Don't be shy. Just ask for race secrets.
Inane popular culture lingo. It is intellectually uninteresting to suck anything to it. Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real. Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit? A 7 to 11 grocery store. I think they think that the extra T makes it.
The story goes that normal Fritta with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop.
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got like...
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish. No. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
She looks up from her...
Yes, what we have is there, in the medicine... yourself. Know anything. I mean...
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You know, you need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but feel free to use it if you find a bag, though.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came... Every school of thought and government has failed in the city. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man, I just said...
I know exactly what you... But you see...
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officers.
You could ask him to show you the soles of his boots.
Oh man, that's great. God man. Thanks for that.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
It's about biological... Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand block. I'm not just... People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be...
Oh?
Go right.
Lieutenant Kisaraga's stern expression remains unchanged. But not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet. What happened? Did your balls shrivel?
It's about... Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition. I'm not... People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally...
Oh?
Don't... Looking for something, Hunt? Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some... The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something.
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other... Been admiring the Stompers, Hunt? Sure, I can demonstrate.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads.
It's Revachol. Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny. You'll see when the time comes, officer. True, but
Technically, your stomach.
Huh. I know you people don't understand poetry.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than... The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The lights unfold with a little...
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once...
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, a shimmering, iridescent pattern appears. It's not unlike the pattern from the racist lorry man.
Cheese. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of microperf. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet, of Revachol, a rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her and...
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. It does not.
It's hard to count. The last row has... That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? Fair point. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile. Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the... Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely... For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rare. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it.
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening?
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, as you will.
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page. To the...
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board. An aluminium, a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand.
After.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front. There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick. Your toe has suffered.
Cool. You really showed that mail collect.
He does not actually think it's cool. If anything, the lieutenant feels sorry for the poor Bob. The lieutenant dodged the bullet there. The mail collection box has no faith.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games.
It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl. You're fooling nobody.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now. Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside, minding the register. Or feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on...
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Kind of you to offer, sir.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being...
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go,